Apurva Manda. I have secured All India rank 646 in UPSC CSE 2022. So a brief introduction about me. I am from Warangal district of Telangana. I have did my graduation in civil engineering from Osmania University, Hyderabad. Presently, I am pursuing masters in civil engineering. That is, my discipline is structural engineering from Osmania University, Hyderabad. And coming to the UPSC journey, mine was a very long journey because I have started preparing for UPSC after my graduation, and simultaneously I was working as well as I am doing my masters in civil engineering. So this was my third mains and second interview. So before starting the session, what I want to do is I will speak about the common areas, that is aspirants ask questions which are very I have listed few questions that are frequently asked by students. So I have told about my introduction and my UPSC journey. So I would like to answer few questions like my prelim strategy and both the GS1 and GS2 strategy. Yes. Yes, prelims exam is very unpredictable. I also understand, Alok. So I was also stuck in prelims because it was very difficult for me to clear prelims. Since when I cleared prelims, I was qualified mains and I was attending the interview twice. So coming to my prelim strategy is what I observed is prelims is all about mastering the MCQs, that is multiple choice questions. So how knowledgeable you may be, but if you answer it wrongly or if you get confused between the options, then you are not allowed to write mains. That is, it will be very difficult to clear prelims. So my strategy was, first of all, you do the basic sources like NCRTs so that you will be prepared for the exam. Sanjay, am I audible now? Okay. Okay. Done. Yeah, I will come to that, Ayub. So first of all, coming to the prelim strategy, so complete all the basic sources from the NCRTs and the standard books. Then after doing that, what you should do is practice the MCQs from the previous year questions, and also practice MCQs on a daily basis. Yeah, I'll try to do that. So डेली आपको ये प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस और यूपीएससी का अदर एग्जाम्स लाइक CAPF, CSF, एनीथिंग, CDS, डिफरेंट एग्जाम्स का प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. Also, do the test series of various institutes in the market. I will not name one institute because you can take anything and practice all the popular ones. So practice doing MCQs and try to understand your level of preparation. For example, you have completed Polity Lakshmikant, then try doing Polity MCQs from previous year questions as well as from the test series, and check whether you are giving the right answers or not. So if you are not giving right answer to the basic questions like easy or medium level questions, then go back to your NCRTs, go back to your standard sources and revise them. Because without revision, you cannot answer the questions correctly. You may read a lot, you may write a lot, but without revision, you may not recollect the correct question, the correct context of the question. This is what I suggest. Apart from reading, also incorporate doing MCQs as a part of your daily schedule. This is what I did to clear UPSC prelims, because in my previous attempts, when I was not doing right, I was mainly getting lost in these things. I was not practicing MCQs, I was just going on reading. This will add to your knowledge. You will get a good knowledge, good understanding, but again in the exam you will not be able to solve the MCQs. So yeah, this is the first question. And going to the second part of GS, CSAT. So since I am from engineering background, I didn't find CSAT very difficult. Of course, the last 2 years have been very difficult for CSAT also. So for that also, what I suggest is go back to the previous year question paper and check. See, there are three things. One is maths, quantitative aptitude, and there is logical reasoning, and there is reading comprehension in the CSAT paper. So go back to the previous year question papers and check whether you are strong in either maths and aptitude, or logical reasoning, or reading comprehension. Check your strength areas. I do not suggest to go to the basic books like Arihant, or we have so many books with respect to CSAT. Do not go and do that. First, go to the previous year question papers, check your areas where you are strong, and then in your strong areas, if you are able to solve those questions, then go back to your weak areas. Weak areas in the sense, I do not suggest going back to the probability and doing all those things, because I was also not strong on those areas. Check the low hanging fruits. Low hanging fruits in the sense, if you solve those questions, if you are able to do, if you are able to put a little effort, if you are able to arrive at the solution, then go to that areas and practice those things. Yeah. So coming to the CSAT again, so what I suggest is go back to the low hanging fruits. That means if you can solve few questions, see the previous year questions and identify the areas where the UPSC is asking frequently questions on, like time and work, speed and distance. So there are some questions, if you can identify, then if you solve those questions out of 80 questions, then definitely you can clear CSAT. So CSAT will not be a problem. And coming to the reading comprehension, what you do is read everyday newspapers like the Hindu or Times of India. That will improve your comprehension. So when you read the editorial section, or if you read the daily newspaper, then definitely you will be able to do the reading comprehension. So also read between the lines of the question papers, because the questions are like assumptions, inferences. Know the differences between them clearly. If you identify the differences between them, then you will be able to do the reading comprehension as well. So do not worry too much about CSAT, because it is just a qualifying paper, and do not take it too lightly, because if you do not qualify the CSAT, then your GS1 is useless. So take it seriously also. Practice the previous year questions. If you are able to around come around 85 to 90 in the previous year questions, then okay, you are comfortable. But if you are around 70 or at the border of 66 or 60, then you need to practice CSAT on a daily basis. Okay, I'll try to do that. Hindi plus English, I'll try to do that. Yes, so this is about GS1 and GS2 for prelims. So do the basic sources and practice a lot. Practice is the key. So practice a lot, practice MCQs on a daily basis. That's what I'm telling. So if you are studying for 9 hours, then what you do is at least 7 hours you read the textbooks or standard sources, newspaper, whatever you want. But 2 hours a day, please practice MCQs. So that is why my strategy was every day practice MCQs. And as prelims arrives, so what you do is increase the number of hours of practicing the MCQs. So a 1 month or 2 months before prelims, allot almost half a day, half your study hours to practicing MCQs. Okay. Coming to mains. So again, there are so many papers in mains, as you know. So one was essay, and GS4 papers, and then optional 2 papers. So I forgot my optional was geography. So geography was low scoring since 2015. So I started writing in that year, and from that year, UPSC was not giving good marks for geography, at least the average mark. Of course, the toppers were scoring around 300, but there are very few toppers who were scoring 300 above in geography. But still, I pursued my attempts with geography optional because I had interest in geography. So my score in geography was 272 this year, which was a pretty decent score in geography compared to other optionals, though it was not that good, but in geography relatively it was a very good score. So Okay, coming to the essay strategy, essay, how to prepare for essay. So you cannot write an essay without having adequate knowledge about the topic. For example, if the UPSC is asking a question on education or health, if you are not having enough knowledge on education or health, you cannot write a good essay. So what you have to do is first you have to gather the knowledge. That means after completing your basic sources NCRTs and standard sources, once you complete the entire syllabus of mains, GS 1, 2, 3, and 4, you will understand the areas well. Then you start writing essay, then you can write good essay. Without having a basic knowledge on the syllabus and previous year questions, you cannot write a good essay. So, how to write a essay is first you complete the reading the basic sources and have a good knowledge on all the areas of the syllabus. And then when you begin an essay, try to cover as many dimensions as possible. See, in essay, it is important to cover breadth as well as width. Breadth in the sense, I mean, you have to cover various dimensions of the topic. For example, if you are talking about the health, then if the question is asking about health in general, then you have to identify the dimensions. Dimensions, I say primary health, secondary health, tertiary health. What are the problems? What are the challenges? How to address them? What are the solutions available? First, second, third solution, and give a conclusion. Maybe in the solutions, you may compare India with other international countries, how US is doing, how UK is doing, are there any best practices that we can incorporate? Or you can also talk about Indian based case studies, how in COVID we have arrived about different strategies, how different states in India are performing on health. Can you replicate this model on an all India basis? For example, you can do it, you may incorporate Delhi based model, Basti Davakana model of Telangana, so Mohalla clinics. So all these things. So whatever you study about health, try to bring all those issues on a paper. First, brainstorm the essay. Do not begin writing essay as soon as you see the question. So just brainstorm for at least half an hour or 25 minutes. That's what I used to do. So immediately after taking the question paper, choose a topic which you are comfortable at. Do not just without brainstorming, do not go to the topic and just begin writing. First of all, choose the topic out of the four topics in section 1 and four topics in the section 2. Try to choose a topic on which you are comfortable at. That means what you know in depth as well as in breadth. Choose the topic, then brainstorm for 20 to 30 minutes. So write everything that comes to your mind, then organize your content, because organization is very important in essay. For a reader, for an examiner, it should be very easy to read. It should be very reader friendly. If you just go on dumping whatever you know, that will not be understood by the examiner. So so that is very important. So after selecting the topics, uh, brainstorm it for half an hour or 20 minutes and then begin writing the essay. So do not expect writing very good essay on the first attempt itself, on the first essay itself. So practice writing essays. For at least you should write an essay for 1 week. So if you are a beginner, try writing essay for each week. For example, you allot Sundays or Saturdays for writing essays. Every Saturday or every Sunday, just begin writing essays. So over a period of 2 months or 3 months, you will be doing good. So that was my strategy about essay. Whether it may be a philosophical essay or GS based essay, what other thing you can do is just go on reading the previous year toppers essays. So that is available on every platform, on every institute's platform. Go to the previous year toppers essays, topper copies are available. So just read them. Do not just copy and paste them, because each strategy is each UPSC aspirant is different. You may be very different. Just go through how they are writing. So why are they getting high marks? So just identify the pattern. Why are they scoring high? What is their strategy? So just identify that. And if you have the habit of reading books or magazines, non-fiction books, not fiction books, do not mean that you are reading Harry Potter or something like that. Non-fiction books, if you have the habit, then you can write good essays, because you will have that flow of thought, and also you will have that good connections, good organizing skills. If you are not having that reading habit, because I was also not having that reading habit, but if you read newspapers on a day-to-day basis, if you read UPSC related material, that is, I mean the UPSC magazines, then you will be doing good in essay. So that was my essay strategy. Then coming to GS1. So GS1 is mostly theoretical, mostly static. So if you cover, so GS1, I think you all of you know, that covers mainly five sections. One is history, that is ancient, medieval, modern, particularly the Indian cultural part of ancient and medieval, then modern India, then world history, then it contains geography, society. So these are the main areas in GS1 paper, and most of these are static. See, Indian geography or Indian history, if you have a good understanding of the concepts and if you cover the syllabus in detail, so that is easy to cover. I mean, the questions you can easily answer. But the geography, physical geography part of Indian geography, and also the society part, this is being very being tricky these days, because UPSC is asking some questions which are tricky, as well as these are from the current issues, that is dynamic. So for that you have to prepare a proper notes. See, for generally, first I will discuss the general GS strategy, then we will go into the detail GS 1, 2, 3, 4. My strategy for all the GS papers was, I was covering the syllabus. I had a 100 words or 150 words for each syllabus point in the, sorry, each word in the syllabus. For example, if you take Indian society, there are so many topics listed in the syllabus. Uh, for example, vulnerable sections, or you have population and associated issues. So for each word, for example, populated and associated issues, we have to see the syllabus. Then you have to read like what are the previous year questions asked on populated and associated issues. Are there any current issues? For example, India is listed as the world's largest populated country recently by United Nations. So that is a likely question that can be asked by UPSC. So just scan in the in the current affairs what are the issues that are emerging in the syllabus topics, populated and associated issues. So you have to cover the basic issues from the NCRTs. If you go to the Indian society NCRT, then you have all the populated and associated issues ka theories hai, like demographic transition theory, Marx theory, and you have different theories in population. Then you have to see what are the challenges in India. So you have to see the population policies of India, family planning issues. Then you have to compare India with the other countries, like how European countries have controlled their population, how Asian countries like China has controlled their population. So any models that can be incorporated in India. So all these things you have to see, and you have to prepare a notes. For example, a 2-page notes or a 3-page notes for populated and associated issues, so that you can revise them before the exam. So for so this is the depth to which you have to prepare each topic. So in each and every part of the syllabus you have to have some notes, so that you can revise them before the exam, right? So I used to have the different notes for GS 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in a book I used to cover from one side the static part, and the other side I used to cover the current affairs. For example, I'm reading a newspaper and I have found an article saying that India has replaced China as the most populated country. Then what I used to do is I used to collect that part of the newspaper. I used to write whatever is important in that. So what is the population? What is the growth level? What is the China's population? So by which year India is going to achieve the demographic dividend? So all these some kind of static basic facts or details, I used to collect them and I used to write from the other side of the book. in the GS1. So that way I used to integrate the current affairs as well as the static part. So that way I used to do it for every paper, GS1, 2, 3, 4, right? So for all the papers I used to do that. I had a notes for GS1, 2, 3 and 4. This is very important for GS part, because you have to write answers in just 6 minutes or 7 minutes, and you have to give 150 word and 200 words answers. So for that, having notes is very important after covering the syllabus, because it is more about consolidation. Once you get the knowledge, it is more about the consolidation. We have to retrieve the content in just 7 minutes. So for that, having a detailed notes and user friendly notes, I mean, so note doesn't mean that you prepare some 500 page or 600 page notes that is very difficult to revise. Just make some one page notes for each topic of the syllabus, so that then you are good to go. You can revise them on a daily basis. If you are not comfortable doing it on a daily basis revision, then you can plan 1 week for GS1, 1 week for GS2. So that is customizable, so that depends upon your own strategy. So I used to do 1 week for GS1, 1 week for GS2. So weekly model I used to practice. So this is for general idea of mains preparation. Then coming to answer writing, what I used to do is, see, answer writing is very important. Just I told, like prelims is all about mastering MCQs, then mains is all about answer writing. Because without doing answer writing practice, you cannot write in the real time UPSC examination hall in 7 minutes. You cannot altogether keep on writing the answers in answering all the 20 questions in 3 hours. So you have to practice a lot. First of all, when I started answer writing in my initial stages, I used to write each answer 25 minutes or 30 minutes. I used to take 30 minutes to write a GS1 GS answer. That must be written in 7 minutes, but I used to take 30 minutes. So that happens with everyone. So if you are having a problem in starting the answer, don't worry, just write it. You may be taking 30 minutes, or if you are taking 1 hour also, that's fine. But slowly you can cut down on the time. So first begin answer writing. So if you are having a basic knowledge, if you have done all the sources, then begin the answer writing. uh, then do the answer writing practice on a day-to-day basis. For example, if you are a beginner, if you are just starting UPSC, then do not start writing answers on day one. For 3 months, just try to gain some knowledge, so that you can write some answers. So first 3 months or first 4 months, cover your basic sources like Lakshmikant for polity, Spectrum for modern India, NCRTs for geography, on GC Leong for geography, then for Ramesh Singh or basic NCRTs for economy. So try to cover all these sources, try to finish off the syllabus in some 3 months or 4 months or 6 months at your own pace. Then you start writing answers for the previous year questions. Don't just go to the market and collect the question and keep on writing. Just write the answers for the previous year questions. Understand the question, decode the question. See, this is what people do not do. As soon as you see the question, you will start writing the answer. Do not do that. As I told for essay, just brainstorm for 30 seconds. What the question is. Understand the demand of the question. What the examiner is expecting from us. For example, if the question is, what do you understand by democracy? How can you improve India's performance in democracy? If that is the question, understand the demand of the question. The question is asking two parts. There are two parts in the question. What do you mean by democracy? Then you have to write what democracy is. You have to write the definition of the democracy. Then second part of the question is how to improve India's rank in democracy index. Then you have to list out what are the parameters to be tested in democracy index, and how India is performing, what are the parameters in which India is lagging, then how to improve that, and then give a conclusion. So for any answer, there is an introduction, there is a body, and there is a conclusion. Introduction flows from the question itself. You can introduce from the question itself by giving the definition of the democracy, or you can also write the current issue in the introduction, saying that so and so index has recently downgraded India's rank in the democracy index. Something like the Economic Times or something. You can, if you know something in the current issues, then you can start your introduction by giving the current affair example. Then come to the body of the main demand of the question and then give a conclusion.